Hi everyone, Tom Moffett here. Welcome to BUS 115 Personal Finance. During the next 16 weeks, we're going to be talking about some fundamental concepts and components of managing your personal finances. For example, we'll be talking about creating a personal balance sheet and a cash flow statement. We'll cover budgeting and taxes, credit, insurance, a little bit about investing, and some areas of estate planning. You'll complete a personal financial plan, which will help you put these topics into practice. Well, when you log in, the first thing you're going to see here is the home page, which you see here. And I encourage you to take some time to explore each of the menu items on the left side over here in the navigation column, especially if this is your first online class. Pay special attention to announcements and modules and discussions. I make lots of announcements, so please check the announcements on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 times each week. So let's take a look at modules for just a minute. At the very top, you'll see the course schedule. When you open the course schedule, you'll see the assignments for the course. They're all separated by modules. In Module 1, there's the assignments, there's the due dates for those assignments, and the points associated with each of those assignments. For example, in Module 1, we begin with an introduction discussion. The initial post is due on January 15th, and then replies to your classmates are due by January 18th. At least 2 replies to classmates are required for each of the discussions. The next 2 assignments you see are Connect assignments. But this is typically what the course calendar looks like. So if you look at Module 2, you'll see that it's essentially structured the same way. In Module 2, you'll have Step 1 of the personal financial plan to be completed. There's a complete description of each step of the financial plan further down on the modules page. So we go back to modules. Then here is the information about each step of the personal financial plan. There will be more information available too as those modules become due. Here is the area about proctoring, the section here. Ozarks Tech requires at least one proctored event for each course. Our proctored event for this class will be the 6.5 Chapter 11 quiz. You'll have a week to complete the proctored quiz, and if you're not familiar with proctoring, the requirements for proctoring, please open this link and review what the proctoring requirements are. Let's go back to modules. To access the Connect assignments and the quizzes that you see here in each of these assignments, just click on the link. If this is your first time to use Connect, you might be prompted to set up your account. Please use your Ozarks Tech email address to set up your account, because that will then allow you to access Connect for any of the courses you take that have Connect assignments. In the Connect, Getting Started with Connect folder, it talks about how to get started here. There's some videos in there that will help you get started if you're not familiar with it. And then this section here is how to get in touch with Connect support if you're having technical issues. If you look at each of the assignments or each of the modules, you'll see that there's additional material for each of these modules. For example, here's a narrated PowerPoint for Chapter 1. There's additional reading materials down here and more videos. I think you'll find that the narrated PowerPoint will be especially helpful when you're completing each part of your financial plan. So you look back up here to grades. In the grades button, when you click on that, you'll see each of the assignments, their due dates, and the points that are available for each of those assignments. Once those assignments are graded, you'll be able to see the points applied and any feedback that I've made about that assignment. And you'll get feedback on all the work that you submit for your discussions and for each step of your personal financial plan. There are 2 exams for the semester. Back to modules. After Module 8, here's the midterm exam right here. And then at the end of the semester, after Module 15, here is the final exam. It's a comprehensive final. It covers all the material that we've talked about during the semester. Online office hours. They're available by request. We use Teams teleconferencing tool for online office hours for remote classes, or we can meet by phone. Just let me know when you'd like to meet, and we'll arrange a time when we can meet, either using Zoom, a team or by phone. I think it's a very useful tool, and I encourage you to use it if you have a need. Well, that's enough to get us started. If you have questions of a personal nature, such as grades, please contact me via Ozarks Tech email. That's MOFFITTC at otc.edu. And please use your Ozarks Tech email address for any messages that you might send. The filters are set up so that Ozarks Tech email is often the only messages that get through. If you use some other email program, I might not see your message. Well, I look forward to meeting all of you, and I will see you online.